This video is going to be a patron's pick. If you are interested in voting in the next one, head on over to Patreon at any tier today, so this way you'll be in line to vote for the next one.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello there, collector. Steven here, and guess what? Today we're going to have a review of a not vinyl figure. It's going to be in the spirit of the Sofubis that we all know and love in the Kaiju fandom, but it's going to be made of hard plastic. So, take it or leave it. Today we're going to have Playmates Godzilla 1954, the 11-inch, foot-tall Godzilla 1954. Original, Shodai. Oh yeah, cool. So, is it though? That's the question, because at first glance, you're kind of like, yeah, not so great. But when we look at the finer details, you may just be a little impressed. This is going to be available at mass retail, particularly at Target and a few other select retailers. I believe I've seen it up for pre-order right now. So, if you're interested in picking this one up, let's not delay and take a look to see whether or not this is going to be worth adding into your collection. Playmates in their original sculpts typically land in the absolute hit or miss category. Honestly, with this one, we're going to kind of be somewhere in between, and that's going to be the name of the game for this figure. Why? It's very clear that when you look at this representation of the 1954 Godzilla, sculpt and paint-wise, the source material was absolutely looked at. Why? Take a look at the tail for an example. You're probably like, okay, Steven's got to go to the happy farm now. No, listen. Remember, Godzilla's tail dragged a lot in the movie, and it was very weighty, it was very heavy, and that's going to contribute to the pose that this Godzilla has, in which, if you actually take a look, thumbs are up, which is good, the eyes are pointing down and to the side, which is something not even the SH Monster Arts could get correct. There are a lot of small details which makes it very, very clear that this is going to be at least as most source material accurate as the sculptor could get. However, in today's day and age, you make the sculpt, regardless of how you do that, whether or not you're going to be getting all of the fantastic small details, that's irrelevant. Accuracy to source material, that's kind of where it sort of falls to the wayside. So what I mean is we have key suit features like the turned up thumbs, we do have the posture, we do have the tail, but the head looks rather squished. It does look like we have some smoothing out of the parts on the thigh near the swivels at the hips. We do have rather muted and not really well-defined dorsal plates, but I mean, what's really bad here quality control wise? The tail on mine wasn't inserted correctly in the packaging and it was just between the legs? Yeah, I suppose so. So when it comes to the looks, I don't know, this figure for me, it's kind of hit or miss, and objectively speaking, I don't know, your mileage is definitely going to vary here, whether or not you really love this or you don't like it too much. Articulation is pretty basic. We do have a swivel at the neck joint. You don't want to spin it too much because it actually kind of feels like the plastic is kind of binding up and it feels like I'm going to spin its neck and twist it right off. We are going to have swivels at the shoulders. Those move around free and easy with 360-degree spins. However, at the hips, the thighs there, those are going to spin in a predetermined fashion. Why? Because that's what the sculpt calls for, and you're not going to be able to get more range of movement out of it. The ankles do spin around on swivels, as does the tail as well. So if you just keep in mind that this is pre-posed and the hips do have limited movement, you should be pleased. Size comparison time, where we see just how big this one is, and it's 12 inches foot tall. Honestly, nitpicking over 1 inch, it is what it is. That's fine. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this review up with just a little bit of space here. Buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Well, here's what I'm going to say. It's rather easy now to find at mass retail for MSRP. I've also seen plenty of pictures with this already being clearanced out at $7. Reason being is Target's system is wacky, and you could have an item that literally hits the shelf one day, like the Hammond Calais T-Rex, for $50, and then 1 week later, it's being clearanced out at $25. That's just how Target's system works. So don't put that as an indicator whether or not this is selling based on quality. Now, for the figure, if you can get it at a clearance price, yeah, this is definitely going to be worth picking up if you just want a Shodai Goji to throw on the shelf, or if you're going to get it as a gift for somebody else. For a little one, it's a no-brainer. It's a big Godzilla. Just give it to them. They're going to beat the piss out of all their figures with it. But, I don't know. This is going to have to be a bigger conversation than I want to have for a video. Is it worth the 20 bucks? I'm going to have to leave that for you to decide. Personally, I think this is a fine product if it were, let's say, $15. That's what I would say.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.